Welcome back. In this O-level maths explainer, we're going to crack the code on something that stops maths from turning into total chaos. You know, it's the reason there's only one right answer to a tricky problem. We are talking about the order of operations, and we're going to give you the one acronym you need to remember: BIDMAS.
So, here's our game plan. We'll kick things off with a problem that can actually give you two totally different answers. Then, I'll introduce you to the official rulebook, BIDMAS, that guarantees you get it right every single time. We're going to break it down piece by piece, use it to solve our problem, and then zoom out to see why this rule is so incredibly important.
All right, let's dive right into what I call the calculation conundrum. Picture this. You get an equation, and it's jam-packed with different things to do: adding, multiplying, powers, brackets. The big question is, where on earth do you start? And does it even matter? Oh, you bet it does.
Okay, take a look at this. We've got it all right here. Brackets, an addition sign, a multiplication sign, and a power. So what's your first move? Do you handle the brackets? Or maybe the addition? Do you just go left to right? As you're about to see, the path you choose makes all the difference. See, without a clear set of rules, you just get chaos. If you just decide to work from left to right on our problem, you end up with 196. But if you follow the correct order, the answer is 100. I mean, those aren't even close. This is exactly why we need a universal system that everyone agrees on.
And that universal system, that rulebook that gets you to the one single correct answer every time, well, it's called BIDMAS.
BIDMAS, and you might sometimes hear it called BODMAS, is basically a memory aid that tells you the exact sequence to follow. It stands for brackets, indices, division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. You should really think of it like the grammar of maths. It makes sure everyone is speaking the same language and understands each other perfectly.
So let's pop the hood and really break this rule book down. We're going to go through it step by step so you'll know exactly what to do, and just as importantly, in what order.
Here it is, the whole sequence. First, you always tackle anything inside brackets. Get that done. Second, you solve any indices. We're talking about powers and square roots. Next on the list are division and multiplication. And bring up the rear, you handle any addition and subtraction. This hierarchy, it's not negotiable.
Now this is super important, so listen up. Division and multiplication are actually partners. They have equal priority. So if you have both in a problem, you don't pick one over the other, you simply work from left to right. The exact same thing goes for addition and subtraction. They're a pair too, so again, you just solve them as they appear from left to right.
And here's a little pro tip for you. You've got to watch out for what I call invisible brackets. When you see a fraction, that line in the middle is basically a giant grouping symbol. You have to solve the entire top part and then the entire bottom part before you can do the division. Same goes for a square root. You have to figure out everything underneath that roof first.
Okay, enough theory. It's time to put BIDMAS to the test and actually solve that conundrum from the beginning. This is where the magic happens.
Here we are again, our old friend, 5 minus 3 plus 2 times 7 squared. This time, we have our rule book. Let's dismantle this thing the right way.
All right, let's do this. First up, B is for brackets. Inside the brackets, we have 5 minus 3, which is 2. Easy enough. So our equation simplifies down to 2 plus 2 times 7 squared. One step done. What's next in BIDMAS? I for indices. We've got that 7 squared. 7 times 7 is 49. So now we're looking at 2 plus 2 times 49. See how we're cleaning this up? Okay, next is division and multiplication. We don't have any division, but we do have multiplication. 2 times 49 is 98. And look at that, we're left with a simple 2 plus 98. And that brings us home to the final step. A for addition. 2 plus 98 gives us our grand finale.
100. That's it. The one and only correct answer. No confusion, no chaos. By following BIDMAS, we sliced right through the problem and landed on the right solution. That is the power of having a system.
So yeah, we solved the problem. But let's just zoom out for a second and think about the big picture here. Why does this order of operations matter so much anyway? You see, BIDMAS isn't just some random rule to memorize for an exam. It's what makes math a truly universal language. It means a scientist in Tokyo and an engineer in Rio can look at the exact same equation and get the exact same result. It's the bedrock of how we communicate with numbers clearly and without confusion. So I'll leave you with this thought to chew on. If math is really a language, and BIDMAS is one of its most important grammar rules, what other rules do you think are absolutely essential to become fluent?